Hi guys, welcome to our class. Today we're talking about Sabertooth Curriculum. My name is Michaela Snyder.
Hi, I'm Luisa Ray Guerrero.
Hi, I'm Haley Martinez.
This is Daisy Trujillo.
I'm Marbella Alvarez.
And I'm Huava Yang.
So today we're talking about the Sabertooth Curriculum. It was created by a guy named Newfist Hammermaker. He was from the Chilean times. He got his name because he created a more useful like hammer object that his tribe used. He was an innovative thinker and strived to understand and in order to better help his tribe and for the future. This thinking was not always accepted though in his tribe. His thinking led him to conscious and systematic education, which we'll be talking about further. And this was found from his experience in watching children play and comparing it to tribal members and what they did in their everyday lives, which we will see as we continue on.
Okay, so Newfist wanted a way for the children to have more food, shelter, clothing, and security. So he wanted to set up a curriculum that would help his tribesmen know what to do in order to live with full bellies, warm backs, and minds free of fear. And it all started because he saw children just playing with no purpose. So in his mind, he was like, they're just wasting their time and they should be learning more that would help them in the future. So he came up with his curriculum. And the first subject of that curriculum was the fish grabbing with bare hands. So he taught that so that they would be able to have food to eat by grabbing the fish. And then his second subject was the woolly horse clubbing. So they did that in order to make their clothes and their blankets and just to stay warm. The third subject of his curriculum was the saber-tooth tiger scaring with fire. So he taught them that so that they could be secure and safe from tigers, from attacks during the night. And then he first started the curriculum on his own children. So he tested it out on them. He saw that his children enjoyed the learning process and that his educational system was a success. So his children had an advantage over the other children that did not have this education. And when other members of the tribe started seeing that his children had that advantage, they followed as he did, and they also taught their own children the curriculum.
So Newfist decided to teach his children the educational tools systematically, which put them at advantage over other children. He learned how his children were benefiting from learning this way, and so he continued it with the 3 subjects. By teaching his children in this different way, Newfist was able to have the children want to learn instead of needing to learn. Newfist had wanted to do something that the Great Mystery had never done. And so the Great Mystery, another leader of this tribe, didn't want children to be learning this way because he believed they were against human nature and threatened repercussions if these teachings continued. However, the tribe later adapted Newfist's educational plans and continued his teaching.
Anyway, so time going forward, the environment eventually changed. The fish became intelligent and would hide in the muddy water. So there was no more horses. Tribe members, the tribe men would go hunting and would come back empty-handed. And they realized that not even the smartest men can catch anything because there was nothing to catch. There was no more saber-toothed tigers to scare. The curriculum had to change because it was not necessary anymore and no longer provided them what provided them before, which was fish, clothing, meat, and security.
Okay, so now the community had a greater danger. They had to worry about bears, and they also run out of food, and they didn't have hides for clothing or meat. So one man came up with a new technique for catching fish. So he made fish nets using tree branches, and in 1 hour they caught more fish than a whole tribe could have caught in a day, using the best grabbing conditions. Another man came up with a new way to catch antelopes. And in one night, he was able to catch more meat and skins than a dozen horse clovers in the old days. Lastly, another man dug a deep hole pit and covered it with branches. This way the bears could fall and remain trapped. After that, some men started criticizing the education system because what they learned in the school wasn't useful anymore. They had to teach themselves new techniques.
So the man still continued to keep criticizing the school as to why the school is not teaching anything that would be useful in today's time. So why the school keep teaching the things that were useful back then? So the old man that controlled the school responded that the young people needed the basic knowledge of the fundamentals, and that all the things that were being taught to young people have a meaning behind them. So he went off to saying that, what they want the school to teach, they have a purpose, but it's only for mere teaching. Mere training. So this is what he said. He said, fish grabbing is for building agility, horse clubbing is for generalizing strength, and tiger scaring is for building courage. And none of the things that they were saying, all these things that were taught back then, that's what they were doing. That was their the meaning behind them. So the old man continues saying that true education is timelessness. So the Sabertooth curriculum is still as important today's time. That's
To sum up the Sabertooth curriculum, inclusion and innovation need to play an important role in our curriculum. And that although it's always changing and curriculum's always changing, it is sometimes good to have basics down. But at the same point, we shouldn't stay in a box of standards and that aren't necessarily fostering the mind of innovation and exploration nowadays. So we just encourage you to look into the Sabertooth curriculum and see what you think for yourself, but just encourage innovation and exploration in your classroom throughout the day. And thank you so much for listening to our topic today. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you.